Hey everybody, welcome back to CALLOUS Draft Duel, the round of 16. It is Bhol and Freeday trying to get a spot in the quarterfinals. This is one of the standout pairings of this round in my mind, and I thought they had a pretty cool draft, which you guys can check out in the description. There is a link to the video where I go over it in detail. Let's see who wins. These guys both looked very strong in the first round and like they really understood the format. No clue how that's going to translate here, but I'm eager to find out. Here's game one. Bhol on the bottom, Freeday on the top. It is a best of three, as you know, and Alakazam is going to deter Glalie with the threat of CMing up or just fire punching it. But despite Calm Minding, he's going to run away from Umbreon and take 38% when pursuit happens. Earthquake BP is going to prompt out Gyarados. It's going to get Intimidate. And here comes the Starmie response, which can tank a hit from the Dragon Dancer and then respond with Thunderbolt or Thunder Wave. Ends up being Thunderbolt in this case, which Glalie takes no problem, but Glalie does not choose to stay in and spike up, and it's going to be an S-Toss now from Blastoise. Thunderbolt risking Mirror Coat, but no such luck. It is just a Toxic, which whatever on a Natural Curemon, but it misses anyway. And still no Mirror Coat. Kind of curious. Is it really worth it to take all these Thunderbolts just to put a Toxic on a Starmie that can Natural Cure it away? Don't know that I necessarily agree, but I guess the plan was to try to pursue it here. Which is what he goes for, but like, yeah, it just backfires when he Hydro Pumps, right? Now the Umbreon is in danger and has to get out of the way. And Hydro Pump is going to kill Blastoise instead, but I mean, I guess the whole sequence is to make sure the Starmie's dead and make sure your Spiker goes wild. So if that's the plan, then good on you. He switches in Gyra on the Hydro Pump. Good thing Bhol did not click Thunderbolt there. So Starmie is down, and presumably if Glalie ever gets to make spikes, then they will be there to stay. Gardevoir comes in, eats Thunderbolt, and he goes for Calm Mind. He did not show Trace, so he's got Synchronized. That means if Gengar had gone for a while, which is probably what he was hoping for, he would have also been burnt. That being said, Gardevoir is going to miss its own Will-O-Wisp on Registeel, and the follow-up does connect. And Registeel seems completely unfazed by this and is going to both Curse and Amnesia up. Here comes the Umbreon response as yet another Curse comes down. Other than the burn, there's really not a lot stopping Registeel at the moment. And yeah, he can't be bothered to attack. Just going to get bigger, bigger, bigger. Another Curse as a Wish comes down. The Pursuit does all of 5% there, and that's with a crit. And bigger, bigger, bigger. Seems like a bit of an issue, I would say. And rest, of course, to get rid of the burn. So this would be a fantastic time to, okay, I was going to say go to a Pokemon with Roar, but how about psych up all those boosts and then pass them? So now every single boost that Bhol had, Hariyama now has. What a turnaround. Going to try to catch him with D-Bond. And does. That's another turnaround. This has been a wild back and forth game. That psych up was wild, and then getting him with D-Bond was wild. Glalie faints without ever getting a spike down thanks to Rock Slide, so we've got ourselves a 3-4. Rock Slide bouncing off Umbreon, though. Uh-oh. Last poke lax in the back. Not sure if Freeday is going to be thrilled about that, especially with the Hariyama down. That seems like a potential big problem. 32% return after Will-O-Wisp and Curse, but presumably there's a rest that he can't really stop. Gonna go for Curse as well. Well, we know Umbreon has Psych Up, and that's what he goes for. And Bhol doesn't really care. Gonna go for Curse again. Keep in mind if he Baton passes the Curse boost that he's passing the minus speed with it. But another Psych Up and another Curse, fair enough. Yet another Psych Up, and there is rest, so I guess this is his cue to BP to the, I was going to say the Gyarados, but I guess it's going to be to the Gardevoir. And we have a Mono Lax here, Rest, Talk, Curse, and whatever normal attack I think we saw return. Yeah. A lot of boosts going around. He's got Curse, he's got Calm Mind, And I guess he needs Will-O-Wisp, yeah. Good thing he hit that, or Gardevoir would be dead, and I believe the game is basically over, but if he could somehow pass all this stuff to the Gyarados down the road, then maybe that could make the epic comeback. Certainly a Psychic crit is going to help. And yeah, he does not find anything super helpful in his sleep, so now Psychic is an issue. And it's going to get a kill, so how about that? What a weird game. And he's going to miss Rock Slide here and be killed by Psychic as well. Well, now I'm not clear who's winning. This has been a really back and forth game. Amnesia there is going to eat a Fire Punch reasonably well. Gets a burn down. I don't think he's missed a whole lot of those. He's been pretty spot on with a 75% accurate Will-O-Wisp. Yet another Amnesia. Got a guard from those Fire Punches, and Gardevoir begins Calm Minding up again. And Bhol's going to boost with him. It is a boost fest big time in this game. And there we go. Taking his nap. And more boosting. Never enough boosting. Calm Mind yet again. As I said, never enough boosting. Fire Punch does 25%. Crit going to be necessary, but a crit would end the game. More boosting. 26% this time. Making progress. More boosting. Will-O-Wisp finally misses once. This whole time we haven't actually seen what the hell the attack is for Registeel. Only showed us boost moves and rest. Fire Punch, and you guessed it, more boosting. Here comes Umbreon, going through this loop again. He's just got a quick Psych Up. All your boosts belong to us. Baton pass to Gyarados now. All the attack boosts, all the defense boosts, all the special defense boosts. Taunts him. No curse for you. Dragon Dance, more boosting. And Hidden Power there is seemingly not what he needs. That might be Hidden Power Steel, which is not going to be exciting against Gyarados. Earthquake, however, is going to be exciting. And I believe that is game over. Gyarados looking to clean this up, and it doesn't look like there's much that Bhol can do to stop it. I don't understand the taunt there. Just Earthquake him down. And yeah, Hidden Power there. No way. Not even close. One Earthquake and two Earthquake, and we are on to the next one in a wild back and forth boost fest of a game. I guess there was the out there of the critical hit Thunder Punch. Even then, I don't think it beats the Umbreon, but the crit does not come. The Earthquake knocks Alakazam into next week, and it is a 1-0 lead for Freeday. This is one of those games that you would never see in OU, can only ever happen in draft, and this is the beauty of the format. This was a fun one, and it was only game one. There's one, maybe even two, still to come. Here is one of those games. In order for there to even be a third game, it's going to have to be a Bhol victory. Otherwise, it is going to be Freeday through to the quarterfinals. So, as we begin, it is Bhol on the bottom and Freeday on the top. Jolteon not a fan of Hera, BP's out. Salamence handles it just fine. Takes 25% from Mega Horn after the Intimidate, and with the resistance, might be looking at a CB Hera to still be doing that amount of damage. Sleep Powder connects, but it does so on an early bird Mon. Earthquake's pretty huge, though. And Doom might wake up in Fire Blast here, so Venusaur out of the way. But yeah, it's either a long sleep or it's not actually early bird. It might be Flash Fire, which I definitely think is the inferior ability. And Milotic, little scare there, but recovers it away. Substitute from Jolteon that it's going to presumably pass somewhere. To Mence, sure, makes sense. Does that get roared away immediately? No, but Double Edge will pop it. And it looks like the Mence also does not have leftovers, so we might be looking at a Bander there as well. The reason, of course, that Steelix did not take recoil damage is because of Rockhead. Doesn't come up super duper often, but does have that same ability as Aerodactyl, and sometimes in this format, wouldn't do it in OU, but sometimes in this format, it has double edge, so there you go. Man, that is underwhelming if that's choice band damage. 23% Brick Break. Milo is putting that Salamence to shame. Swampert comes into a Fire Blast, takes it like a champ, just 20%. That's nothing. But in comes the Milo counter. He does have to step on the one spike, though, that currently Freeday has not shown a way to remove, though he does have 2 unrevealeds. And then Bhol, of course, has an unrevealed as well. Swampert going to begin to curse up. Toxic, sure. Puts a clock on him. May have rest and or refresh. Usually one or the other is paired with Curse Spurt. Here comes Celebi then. And Earthquake, underwhelming, just 26%. Threat of a grass attack, very real here, and out of the way it goes. Celebi anticipates the switch, goes for Calm Mind, and going to go for a cover. Instead of Ice Beam, it is T-Wave, so now Regice is faster. And Freeday has seen enough. Out of the way he goes, and it is the obligatory Ice Beam. Heracross is not choice banded. It shows lefties here. And Megahorn just 20% into Fori. That may establish more spikes here, but you've got to be careful about letting the Heracross set up. Don't want to let it get behind a sub and start swords dancing up, so going to have to do something proactive here. And certainly Boom counts as proactive, but it did get a Swords Dance boost off. Well, we know it's not Salic Berry, so he doesn't need to worry about Endure Cheese. As such, feels comfortable going immense, clicks HP flying, and that's going to obviously scare Heracross away. Steelix comes in, gets a double edge off on Swampert, who's going to rest. Back to full health and status problem removed. However, the double edges are really adding up at 44%. In fact, Swampert will not survive another one, and he still has a sleep turn to kill. And he's going to let the Swampert go. So it gets a little bit worse for Bhol. Now down 6-4. There is also still the one unrevealed for Freeday in the back. Take it back. Not anymore. Here's Aerodactyl. Double edge. Yeah, I mean, there's no normal resist other than the dead Fori for Bhol, so the Steelix and the Aerodactyl just clicking double edge is very, very safe, and Bhol really doesn't have a fantastic switch into that right now. Certainly looks to me like we might be headed to a Game 3. Yeah, it's hard to envision Bhol winning from here. The Aerodactyl just seems like a huge problem. Now, certainly if he switches it in there and gets it poisoned or something, that could be one way for Bhol to win, but yeah, he's going to get stubborn with it. He's going to go Rock Slide anyway. He avoids poison twice from Sludge Bombs, gets a flinch with Rock Slide, follows up with a kill on the next Rock Slide. Does he go for it here? Most of us would, and he does. This Rock Slide would kill, presumably, should it land. But this time he does have the discipline to pull it back. In comes Milo, taking very little, just 12% from that Ice Beam. Surf is underwhelming. And even a crit wouldn't have done it there. That rest was gonna happen, and it does. But Aerodactyl here, what are you gonna do if you're Bhol? Probably a whole lot of nothing. It is double edge and it is intimidated, so it very temporarily gets thwarted away, but I don't see any long-term solution to the Aerodactyl whatsoever. Surf, 14%. Wakey Wakey Thunderbolt, just 31%. Got to be a very defensive spread of Regice. Max Modest would certainly do more than 31% there. Yeah, I mean, hey, we can go through the motions, but I'm not seeing a good way out of this from Bhol's position. Back and forth we go, but this one not nearly as close as the previous game. Mence comes in for the Intimidate. Hey, DD, that is his best bet. That is his best way out of this. Second Dragon Dance. So this whole time, is he The DD Lum, is that what we're seeing here? Gonna go for the flinch or the crit. And it is DD Lum, which is exactly what he needs, because that Toxic otherwise would have been enough. But now, all of a sudden, yeah, as long as he doesn't miss Rock Slide, which he doesn't, I believe DD Mence is going to send us to a Game 3, a surprising Game 3, because it really felt like Freeday was miles and miles ahead here. Yeah, Mence is just going to clean up. It really is as simple as that. He just needed to not get unlucky and not miss Rock Slide, and the RNG cooperated in this instance, and we are going to a shocking Game 3. It looked like Bhol was getting crushed. Freeday took this one down with a Dragon Dancer. I mean, this one had all sorts of shenanigans, but a Dragon Dancer ended Game 1, and a Dragon Dancer ended Game 2, so I don't even remember if Dragonite is in this draft or not, but wouldn't it be funny if a Dragon Dancer ended Game 3? Going to that third game. Winners in the quarterfinals. Loser is out of the tournament. It looked for a long time like we wouldn't even be here in Game 3. I really thought Freeday was going to win this game and just take the set 2-0. But we are going to a third game in what has been a pretty wild back and forth set. One last time. Bhol on the bottom, Freeday on the top. Smeargle and Zapdos. Substitute and Spore, not the start that Bhol was hoping for by any means. Thunderbolt connecting with his Breloom. That's your Zapdos switch. Okay, Drill Peck takes that down. Yeah. Here comes our Maldo. That's your Zapdos switch. It pops the sub, but don't you just die to Thunderbolt? Oh boy. Houston, we have a fucking problem. And now he's going to go to Charizard. One hit KO'd. Okay, well, I guess Kingdra was the answer, even though he just sacrificed Zard. And that actually does prompt the Zapdos out, so that's got to make you scratch your head, right? Why did he give up the Zard if he... I mean, I don't want to call Kingdra an answer, but if he had something to deter the Zapdos, why did he give up the Zard for free? The answer apparently is that Bhol's final team is really, really Zapdos weak. Vaporeon in the back, oh boy. One turn window to crit or freeze him, and even then he is so damn far behind. Finds neither the crit nor the freeze, and this set that has been a banger is going to end with a whimper. Gets a cool tail glow off, but that is the last thing that Bhol is going to do in this tournament. Drill Peck takes him out. Anticlimactic Game 3. Really cool back and forth Game 1. Really cool Game 2. Nice comeback. Not such a cool Game 3. Kind of a stomp, regrettably. What are you going to do? I don't know if it's a team building mistake from Bhol or what. I don't know how he used up all of his Zapdos answers in the first two games and then just got kind of porked by it in Game 3, but that is the way that it went. So it's going to be Freeday with the 2-1 victory. He will be one of our quarterfinalists, and still lots more games to go to determine who else will be in the quarterfinals. So don't go far, and while you're at it, please consider hitting the like button. I'll see you guys in the next video.